Hi everybody, this is Simon Sage from Android Central. Today we are checking out the Motorola Defy Pro. It is launched on Rogers. It's been available for a little while now for $275 off contract or for free on a 2-year contract. Yeah, in Canada, 2-year contracts, that's kind of unheard of. So keep that in mind as we plow through some of the specs here. It's got a 5 megapixel camera on the back. It's running Android 2.3 Gingerbread. We've got 320 by 480 HVGA display, so possibly not the best you've seen out there, but definitely good enough for those just doing the entry-level thing. In terms of screen size, it's 2.7 inches. We've got 4 gigabytes on the micro SD memory card included, and a 1 gigahertz processor. So it's very mid-range, but for $275, it's not too shabby. We can do a quick hardware tour here. You'll see the keyboard here might seem kind of familiar to the BlackBerry users out there. It's not completely identical. It doesn't quite lift up at the edges quite as much, but you have the same kind of tilted bevel on each one of these keys here. I've found it's generally pretty great to type on. The spacebar takes a little bit of getting used to, but aside from that, we've also got dedicated keys here for search and back and menu and all that jazz. Up on the side here, we've got the micro USB slot. There we go. It's covered up by a little flap here. It's covered up by a flap partially because this thing is also splash resistant, so it's splash, dust, and scratch resistant. I'm assuming that's why we've got this weird lock mechanism on the back too, in order to pop off the back battery door here. So there's a little bit of rubber lining here in order to keep the battery as nicely protected as possible. We've got the 5 megapixel camera on the back there. And on top we've got the equally sealed headphone jack. And on this side we've got pretty standard memory rocker. So we can dive into the software a little bit here. We've got a few kind of unique things. We've got an FM tuner if you're into that kind of thing. Let's just get focus. We've got, let's see. So we've got the FM radio. We've got some we've got GoToMeeting as well as the Citrix receiver. So this is definitely partially geared towards the office type people who just need a physical keyboard and are maybe transitioning off a BlackBerry. There's also TuneWiki pre-installed, which is actually kind of nice. So you can get some song ID happen there, as well as getting some streaming radio coming in too. Most of these are come pre-installed. There's Task Manager built in, as well as Quick Office, again, trying to appeal to the office folks. There's the directional pad on here, which is a bit of a throwback to old-style feature phones, but for those who are still making that transition, it'll be nice to have something a little familiar. And Wi-Fi hotspot, voice search. A lot of familiar stuff here, but slightly different user interface. From the home screen, there were a few little things that seemed a little old in terms of switching stuff out of the quick dock here. You just have to hold down. You can't just drag and drop them off. So it takes a little bit of getting used to, but for anybody's first steps into Android and anyone wanting a phone that could take a little bit of a beating, the Motorola Defy Pro might be a decent choice. So the Motorola Defy Pro is rated 67 on the Ingram Protection rating. So that means that it is completely dust-proof, so no dust gets inside the device, and it can also be submerged in water up to 1 meter for an hour and still work fine. So we're going to put it through a light test here. Motorola likes to describe this as being life-proof, and for those that are a little accident-prone, they'll likely appreciate it. Just give it a little bit of a rinse. There we go. Seems to be working perfectly fine. So that's definitely a nice little feature, especially for a phone on such a tight budget. Anyway, this is Simon Sage from Android Central, and this is the Motorola Defy Pro.
Hey everybody, it's Phil from Android Central, and if you want to help out the site and look good, go get the best damn Android t-shirt anywhere from shopandroid.com.